My name is Luciano Gasparini Paladino, and I am a consultant in the productivity, trade, and innovation sector here at the Inter-American Development Bank. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to the SMExport Week, which is our free training series on international trade for global businesses. This program has been organized by the IDB, Connect Americas, and the International Chamber of Commerce. And as you know, throughout this week, each session will cover key topics that global companies need to understand in order to enter or expand into international markets. So for those who are not yet familiar with Connect Americas is a free B2B business platform launched in 2014 by the Inter-American Development Bank in partnership with Google, MasterCard, Zealand, Meta, and DHL. And our mission is to help small and medium-sized enterprises grow and expand their businesses and investment opportunities both locally and also internationally. We provide training, support companies in their internationalization journey. We connect them with clients and suppliers abroad, and we offer information on financing options. Today, we have over 750,000 users on the platform. So if you are not yet a member of Connect Americas, we invite you to join us at connectamericas.com. It is completely free. So if you have any questions about Connect Americas or the SMExport Week, or if you would like to stay connected, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn using the QR code displaying on the screen, and you will get all the updates on all the benefits that we have in Connect Americas. So as we go through today's session, we encourage you to share your favorite moments, key insights, or memorable quotes on social media. Your takeaways can help inspire others and also keep the conversation going beyond this session. So don't forget to tag at Connect Americas and use the hashtag SMExportWeek. We will be featuring some of your posts, and this will help you also connect with other participants. There on the screen, we can see some of the posts that some of you uploaded yesterday on LinkedIn. So we also thank you for doing that. And we will soon begin today's session, but first I would like to explain a little bit about the format. It will be exactly the same as yesterday, but for those that are joining only today, we will begin with a presentation by our speaker, and it will be followed by a Q&A session at the end. So if you have any questions, please submit them using the Q&A button that you can find at the bottom of the Zoom window so we can address them later. Additionally, remember that participants who attend at least 80% of the SMExport Week will be eligible to request a certificate of participation at the end of the week. So if you are unable to join a live session, or if you arrive late, or you need to leave early a session, don't worry, all the sessions are being recorded, and we will send all the recordings by email every evening. Watching the recordings also counts toward the certificate requirement. So now we will get started with today's session about the AI revolution, from breakthroughs to the age of intelligent agents. During this session, we will explore key AI advancement of the past 2 years and why this global phenomenon is reshaping different industries. We will also discover how the rise of Agentic AI is driving the next wave of automation, decision-making, and business transformation. And it will be leading this session Carles Abarca. Carles is the VP of Digital Transformation at Monterrey Institute of Technology, and he holds a degree in telecommunications engineering from the Polytechnic University of Catalonia and a master's degree in e-commerce from the MIT. He has over 30 years of experience in the IT industry, and he has served as CIO, COO, and CTO in financial sector organizations, such as the Banco Sabadell in Spain and the TSB Bank in the UK. Previously, he was also the director of Siemens Technology Services business for Latin America. So, Carlos, it's an honor to have you here, as always, supporting all the activities the IDB does. So thank you so much for sharing all your knowledge and expertise with us. And now the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Luciano, and hello, everyone. As Luciano said, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And I'm here to talk about one of the phenomenons of, I would dare to say, of the last 30 years in technology. We haven't seen anything like that since probably the rise of internet. So we are facing a technology that is really reshaping the world and changing the way we interact with each other. And that's the reason why I'm using this expression of era of AI, because again, this is nothing like what we have seen in the past in terms of technology. So everything started 2 years ago, more or less, and that's why I entitled my presentation as the era of AI year 3, which is where we are. So let me start with the impact of AI. This all started, at least from a public point of view, with the appearance of ChatGPT back in 2023. So 2023 has been the first year when AI has occupied the media and the conversation, and particularly in social media. I mean, everything started to evolve in the conversation around the impact of AI. This was the year when Microsoft decided to invest $10 billion in a company that at that time was almost unknown for the public, OpenAI. And it was the year as well where Google, IBM, Amazon, NVIDIA, everyone has turned their eyes into this new phenomenon. So let me very quickly go through what happened in this first year. And in this first year, we recorded an unprecedented amount of investment of 500 billion. It's totally unprecedented because no previous phenomenon in technology has attracted such a significant figure in terms of investment. Even during the first year, when it was all a bit uncertain and the technology was pretty immature, more than 60% of Fortune 500 companies had implemented some type of AI solutions. Most of them just exploratory experiments, but in any case, more than 60% is again unprecedented. And I'd like to emphasize, because usually around AI, there are always people who are a bit, I will say, catastrophic in their predictions. And then one of the catastrophic predictions that are often mentioned is AI will create a crisis in terms of labor. I mean, and lots of jobs will be destroyed. The reality is that even in this first year, the net, so the balance in terms of jobs that had disappeared and jobs that had been created, is positive, with more than 20 million jobs around the world that have been created in AI-related fields. So not that bad for a first year. Let me very quickly go through this first year of the new era of AI. So what happened in January back in 2023? Well, Satya Nadella, Microsoft CEO, he had announced with just a tweet or an X, if you want, the investment of Microsoft into OpenAI. As I said before, it was completely unexpected. OpenAI just recently launched in 2023 the so well-known service ChatGPT, but at that time, putting $10 billion into such a young company was completely unexpected. And even for Microsoft wasn't that relevant, because all they had done is the CEO to tweet about it. I mean, no press conference, no nothing, just an investment of $10 billion. Then in March, Google released Board AI as a competitor, or an alleged competitor to ChatGPT. It was not that successful, and as we all know, ChatGPT is still leading the race in AI among the public. But nevertheless, the fact that Google so very quickly, just in 3 months' time, launched Board AI, tells about the importance that the phenomenon had at the time and how important it was for Google as well. So they very quickly put their teams to work into a potential competitor of ChatGPT. In May, so just 5 months after the release of the first version of ChatGPT, OpenAI announced ChatGPT GPT-4, or the new release of GPT, which was a quantum leap compared to the first one, introducing significant improvements and less hallucinations than the first version. And it's in fact the basis of the service that we still use, or millions of people are using around the world. In July, AWS, another one of the top IT players, in the annual event that they usually organize, it was all devoted to generative AI. I mean, AWS in July 2023 has completely changed the script of what was supposed to announce in that event, and it was all about, we are the platform, we are the cloud platform to run your AI applications. So just 7 months in year one, this was the level of importance that all the big players in technology were delivering to this new phenomenon. In September, IBM, which a few years ago was the leading company in technology, right now they are more focused on corporates than on individuals. But in September 2023, they announced Watson X AI and data platform. And again, as others had done before, they turned all their cannons onto AI services and AI platforms. In November, NVIDIA, which again today is a super well-known company, and even the taxi drivers are talking about NVIDIA and have shares, stocks of NVIDIA. In November, it was not as well-known as it is today. It was popular in some circles of technology because NVIDIA has powered gaming consoles for many years, because this is where they started. They started with building super powerful GPUs. And by the way, all this generative AI phenomenon is consuming lots of computing power, and particularly are consuming GPUs, because GPUs are very useful at multiplying vectors and doing vector-based calculations. And again, this is all that is happening under the phenomenon of generative AI. Well, all you need is to do a lot of vector calculations. And NVIDIA has always had an advantage in that camp because of the past powering gaming consoles. And therefore, NVIDIA, in November this year they decided as well to rebrand the company, or even to relabel more of their products to recognize the importance of the hardware they are building in this new era of AI. If you had been lucky enough to buy NVIDIA stocks in 2023 and you have been smart enough to keep it until last year, you're probably rich right now. It's not my case. I bought some stocks, but I sold them in the wrong moment. But anyway, NVIDIA is today one of the key players in this new era of AI. And with that, we move on to year 2, 2024. And in year 2, just 1 year after the appearance of ChatGPT, we were facing new advancements, new breakthroughs into this generative AI world, because year one has been basically about text. I mean, all the interactions with the AI were text-based. You were prompting, and the AI model was responding with a text as well. So at that time, and I remember myself having conversations with my colleagues here at the university about the convenience of creating a degree on prompt engineering. It was against that, and we finally haven't gone that path down, precisely because it was a very, let's say, a temporary situation or temporary scenario where AI was basically interacting using text. Nobody's right now talking about prompt engineering in the same way as they were talking back in 2023, and 2024 was the year where omnimodality has been introduced, and we've seen the first AI models able to produce video, produce images, produce voice, sound, and music. So everything changed just 1 year after the beginning of this new era. And let me show you one of these AI products. This is a video that has been produced entirely by Sora and an OpenAI video generation model. And probably some of you have already seen that video, but the reason why it is remarkable is because it was the first result of an AI model which was able to reasonably understand the laws of physics. I mean, just after a prompt, this is what we can achieve with AI. And the difficulty of producing such a realistic video, starting with just a prompt, is truly, truly remarkable. This was just 1 year after the launch of the first generation AI models. And it was the starting point for a new phase of the race, a new phase where lots of players have launched services where AI is producing video, music, etc. We are all more or less familiar right now with services that are able to clone our voices or to create avatars of ourselves. Just for a fun fact, there are analyses out there, or reports out there, that are estimating that the amount of new content in social media, say TikTok, Instagram, etc., that is produced entirely by AI, beginning of 2025, was close to 65%. So basically, people is using at large these new models to produce digital content. So at that time, OpenAI again took the lead with Sora and this service to produce videos. To be honest, OpenAI hasn't developed that service as much as it was expected back in 2024, but there are other companies that are working on that camp. Google reacted back in 2024 with the announcement of Project Astra, which has afterwards developed into the new versions of Gemini. And with that, we entered a completely new era, a completely new phase of this AI era, where we are right now talking about agents. And OpenAI has announced GPT-4o and has released a mobile application that allows you to interact with their models using voice and video and the camera of your smartphone. Google has done pretty much the same. And let me show you a video that I found a year ago, and at that time it was particularly relevant as well because it was kind of showing the future, or how the future will look like, and how we will interact with these multimodal AI agents in our mobile phones. So let me go very quickly through that video, where basically you will see an AI agent which is operated from a smartphone and which is able to, in real time, process the video and deliver answers with almost no latency.
You see something that makes sound.
I see a speaker, which makes sound.
What is that part of the speaker called?
That is the tweeter. It produces high-frequency sounds.
Give me a creative alliteration about these.
Creative crayons color cheerfully. They certainly craft colorful creations.
What does that part of the code do?
This code defines encryption and decryption functions. It seems to use AES-CBC encryption to encode and decode data based on a key and an initialization vector, IV.
That's right. What neighborhood do you think I'm in?
This appears to be the King's Cross area of London. It is known for its railway station and transportation connections.
Do you remember where you saw my glasses?
Yes, I do. Your glasses were on the desk near a red apple.
What can I add here to make this system faster?
Adding a cache between the server and database could improve speed.
What does this remind you of?
Schrodinger's cat.
All right, give me a band name for this duo.
Golden Stripes.
Nice. Thanks, Gemini.
All right, so there are some particularly relevant moments in that video. For the IT guys, like I am, the moment where you point the camera on the screen where some code appears and the agent is able to instantly identify the code as an encryption-decryption routine is pretty amazing. And then I live myself in King's Cross in London, and to be honest, I didn't recognize when the lady points the camera out of the window and the agent is able to immediately say, "Oh, right, this is King's Cross in London," right? And you know, it's just unbelievable what can be achieved with a combination of AI and real-time sensors like cameras and speakers. And we are right at the very beginning of this revolution of what is so-called agentic AI, or AI where agents are able not just to interact with us, but also to take action. So this is what's happening in year 3. We are right at the beginning of year 3, and this is the year of agentic AI. So if we quickly summarize what happened so far, year 1 was about text. We prompt, the model responds with a text. Year 2 was about multimodal, so AI is able to generate video, voice, music, images. Year 3 is about agents who are able to interact autonomously or almost autonomously and take action and you know, based on events and on our own instructions, they will be able to develop complex tasks. This is just at the beginning. I mean, I don't want to mislead you. I mean, agents are not gonna take responsibility on complex processes during this year, but we will see agents in lots of chain values, in lots of activities that are not particularly sensitive, but they will grow very quickly, and it's really almost impossible to say how this will look, how this era of AI will look on year 5. But what we are seeing so far is how this new technology in the shape of agents is moving fastly from dealing with content to taking autonomous action. What defines an agent is the ability to execute tasks from start to finish without much human intervention, is proactivity. They can identify opportunities, or based on the information we provide to them or they have at their disposal, they can solve problems and make decisions without a human having to prompt them to do that. And they are collaborative entities. I mean, we can, the way most of the companies who are experimenting with Agentic AI are implementing solutions is not by having a super powerful agent, but more like having a network of specialized agents that are cooperating or collaborating between them. And let me show you, it's an experiment that was conducted by Tesla. The reason why I've chosen an example from Tesla is completely disconnected from any opinions about Tesla. I mean, it's just they've done it, and I think it is pretty interesting. And you will hear a recording of an artificial sales agent having a conversation with a potential Tesla customer.
Hey, James.
Yeah, who's this?
Hey, James. It's Alexander from Tesla Motors. How's your day going so far?
It's going pretty good, my man. How about yourself? You said from Tesla, right? It's the car company?
Yeah, that's right. I'm calling from Tesla Motors, the car company. Did you have any trouble or questions while customizing your car on our website?
No, we're just kind of shopping around and, just taking a look.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Sometimes we're just exploring our options before making a decision, and I totally respect that. Can I ask you why you were looking into a Tesla in the first place?
Yeah, I mean, I've had my car for way too long now, and so I'm kind of taking a look at options. I have a lot of friends who just absolutely rave about Tesla. And, me myself, I'm actually a big fan of Elon Musk. So I figured I might as well take a look and kind of explore my options there and see what you guys had available.
That's a smart approach, James. It's always good to explore your options and see what's available. Out of curiosity, what do you currently drive?
Yeah, I drive it's an old Ford Fusion, my man.
Nice, a Ford Fusion. Why are you looking to switch things up and consider a Tesla?
Yeah, I mean, I've had that car since I got my first job years back. And it was just time for a change. So it's like, it's not super reliable anymore, and it's time for an upgrade. I'm moving into the city now, and I just think it's time, while I get the new apartment, might as well get the new car at the same time,
I totally get that, James. Moving to a new apartment is a great opportunity to make some fresh changes, including getting a new car. Are you looking at purchasing any other cars at the moment, or are your eyes just set on Tesla?
I'm still looking around, but mainly Tesla. I have a lot of friends who, obviously have them, and I'm a little bit jealous. I have to say, when I, test drive them, and they're super fast. Obviously, they look really, really amazing. So mainly looking at Teslas and just kind of trying to figure out which is the right one, and before making a decision on which one to go with.
Well, let's change that as soon as possible then. It looks like you're in Omaha, Nebraska. Is that right?
Yeah, correct.
Great. What if I do this for you? What if I schedule a time for you to come into a dealership near you to give a Tesla an official test spin, and you can see if this is the car that makes sense for you? Is that something you would be down for?
Absolutely. That would be amazing.
Awesome. Well, it looks like we have a 7 p.m. or an 11 a.m. available in Omaha time. Which time works best for you?
Let's do the 7 o'clock.
Great. I'll lock in that time for you. You're all set for a test drive at 7 p.m. Anything else I can help you with, James?
Nope, that's it. I really appreciate you giving me the call.
Well, it was my pleasure speaking with you, James. I can't wait for you to give a Tesla a spin. There's nothing like it, in my opinion. If you have any more questions or need assistance in the future, feel free to reach out. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Bye-bye. Thanks so much.
All right, so it's a good example of what can be achieved with that technology, and you've seen an experiment. I mean, it's not like Tesla has deployed this technology all around the world, but it's a significant experiment. But as you can see, the conversation is quite natural. The tone of voice not that natural, and there is a bit of latency, some milliseconds that are a bit weird in the conversation. But all in all, it's quite remarkable for a first version, for a first release of a sales agent. And I'm pretty sure we will see that in this year. To a greater extent. I mean, we will see for sure automated calls that are trying to sell us all kind of goods, which will be a bit annoying for sure, but is going to change the way sales are conducted, and it's going to change the way as well help desks are operating. We will see less people taking the phone. And we will see more agents doing that. Reason why is agents will be able to do that 24/7. Will be able to do that and always answer in a consistent manner, because agents, they never have a bad night. And agents will be able to respond using verified information for the company. So there are plenty of advantages that will boost the usage of this technology in many different areas. In our particular case, we at Tech de Monterrey, if we get back to 2023, it was quite controversial, the use of artificial intelligence across the academy, and some universities were particularly against that phenomenon. It's kind of amazing seeing what we have experimented since 2023. But at that time, even some nations like Italy were considering the ban of ChatGPT and other services. But in our case, Tec de Monterrey, which is the first private university in Mexico and number 4 in Latin America, we decided to embrace the phenomenon, and we incorporated AI into our curricula, and we developed our own AI ecosystem, which, by the way, is so named TechGPT. We are not marketing experts, so we were not particularly creative at designing the brand, but TechGPT is basically our own AI environment. We partnered with Microsoft, so everything is running on Azure, on the cloud. At the time, it was a possibility to buy GPUs, of course, from NVIDIA and run our models locally. But the cloud-based solution was more flexible and was more adapted to our needs, because it's not like we are using this technology 24/7. I mean, our students are operating in working hours, and the university is not running at the same pace overnight. So, the possibility to use the cloud was pretty attractive. And that's what we've done back in 2023, and we're still working on that environment. We run OpenAI models and some open source models in the cloud. The TechGPT platform has attracted some attention from the media, and you have here some examples of articles that were published back in 2023. We've been awarded by our initiative on AI. And basically, in a nutshell, what is TechGPT? Well, it is an ecosystem. It's not just an AI model. It's a set of tools. It's a toolkit that can be used to interact with AI, can be used to connect our own trained AI model with our own processes here at the university, in a way that if you use our bot, our chatbot, and you ask the chatbot, when do I have my next exam as a student? The bot will identify you as a student, will check your schedule, and will tell you exactly which matter and when you are having an exam. The ecosystem is equipped as well with a portal where you can interact using text and images exactly in the same way as you do with ChatGPT or Claude Sonnet or Gemini or Perplexity or whatever AI service are you using at the moment. And the platform has as well a tool that we built for our teachers and our professors, so they can basically design complex prompts for specific purposes and save those prompts. We name those specific sophisticated prompts as skills. And we built a solution that is so named Skill Studio, where everybody in the university can create a skill, use that skill, or share that skill with other colleagues. So let me show you very quickly a video that has been prepared by Microsoft when Satya Nadella visited Mexico last year. He used the example of Tec de Monterrey as an example of how to use AI and use it in a way that is producing tangible results.
En el Tec de Monterrey tenemos una larga tradición de incorporar la tecnología a nuestra forma de hacer, a nuestra genética. Pero México tiene un gran reto educativo. La inteligencia artificial nos permite aumentar mucho la productividad de nuestro sistema. Con TechGPT lo que construimos es un ecosistema de herramientas de inteligencia artificial que está entrenado con nuestros propios datos y que nos abre un mundo de posibilidades en la enseñanza. Lo utilizamos para atender cuestiones operativas y lo estamos utilizando ya recientemente como asistente al profesor, para que los propios docentes sean los que generen utilidades basadas en inteligencia artificial.
Nosotros utilizamos todo el ecosistema de Azure OpenAI para poder habilitar los distintos componentes de TechGPT.
Con TechGPT me lleva menos tiempo generar variantes de ejercicios. Eso antes me tomaba horas hacerlo. Ahorita a lo mejor en una hora saco 3, 4, 5 variaciones y yo nada más adapto eso para lo que yo necesito. Y cuando lanzaron el piloto de Skill Studio me encantó la herramienta porque cuando tú haces un prompt se queda guardado. Tengo como 5 o 6 skills que ya he compartido con muchos profesores.
Con TGPT, pues ahora es como tener a un tutor 24/7, te puede dar a lo que quieras, que es súper inteligente. Es radical el ahorro de tiempo que te da. Y al estar personalizado a ti, verlo como un copiloto en mi educación, es una experiencia indescriptible. Te cambia radicalmente la manera en la que tomas el estudio.
Somos la universidad que trajo el primer nodo de Internet de Latinoamérica. No es de extrañar que cuando irrumpe la inteligencia artificial como un fenómeno, pues el TEC haya tomado una posición a favor de. Era lógico. El TEC no podía hacer otra cosa.
All right, so, well, it was in Spanish, but with captions, so I hope you had the opportunity to catch what the video was all about. But basically, our teachers at the university are using at Anger this new capability of developing sophisticated prompts. September last year, we had more than 14,000 users. At that time, more than 1,000 skills have been created. Today, because I checked out the number this morning, it's more than 1,800 skills that have been created. So I'm very proud to say that here at Tec de Monterrey, we normalized the use of AI, and we fully integrated AI into our processes. At this point in time, we integrated AI in a way that is not yet taking advantage of agents. I mean, humans are asking AI to do stuff. We are not yet using agents in a way where they can realize something has to be done and they can take action autonomously. But it is in my plan. So we plan to have the first artificial employee by the end of this year, 2025. And what this employee will do, well, it's going to be a software developer. So we're going to have the first artificial software developer here at the university. Why a software developer? Well, first of all, because we have a lot of work at developing software here. And secondly, because it's a relatively precise environment. I mean, we can instruct our new artificial employee to do stuff in a camp where not much creativity is going to be required. I know this could sound a bit weird if you are a software developer, but the reality is that if you give precise instructions to a software developer, the task that the developer has to complete obey to very specific rules about the language, the syntax, the framework, the environment, and the rest of the software where the result is going to be integrated. And this is the landscape of our TechGPT environment. And we have a portal, as I said to you, where you can interact with the artificial intelligence. You have a list of software components that can be integrated in different areas, so you can take advantage of AI in many different processes across the university. And then we have this TechGPT Studio, where Skill Studio is a part of. And with Skill Studio, you can develop these complex prompts that I mentioned before. Right now, at this very moment, as we speak, we are working on an agent studio, which is going to be used to produce agents or autonomous agents. The first agent that is going to be produced, I have already mentioned to you, is this artificial software developer. But the plan is to offer this capability to our academy so teachers can develop their own agents to help them with their daily tasks. So they can have some sort of an artificial administrative or artificial staff to help them in their daily tasks. This is where we plan to get by end of this year. Not yet agents that are fully autonomous and take decisions with no human supervision. But to be honest, I'm pretty sure this is going to be part of the plan in 2026, which is going to be year 4 of the new era of AI. And having said that, thank you very much for your attention, and I think we have some minutes for Q&A, Luciano, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. We have some time. I can see a lot of claps reaction there and a lot of hearts. It was an impressive presentation, so thank you so much. I was impressed by all of the things that you show, the video, the AI-generated video of the dogs, then the girl just going around the office asking questions. It's impressive, everything that, and it's developed so fast, as you mentioned. And there are a lot of questions about TechGPT, how users can access it, if there is a place, a site where they can get more information. Here, Federico, for instance, is asking where it is hosted and which are the hosting needs. Any place where we could go and check more info about it?
Yeah. Well, let me start by the last question. It is fully hosted on Azure AI, so we have an agreement with Microsoft, and we are operating all of our solutions in the cloud. We will publish in, let's say, in 2 to 3 weeks from now. You will find out in tech.mx a section that is fully dedicated to AI. This is under review at this point in time. So, but if you visit tech.mx in 2 weeks, you will probably have this specific AI site published. And on top of that, we are working together with Microsoft to offer our technology under an open source license. So this is initially focused on higher education institutions, but as many other open source projects, I see no reason why you cannot download it and use it by yourself. So this will be announced in 2 months' time, because we're still working on the GPL licensing, Apache licensing. You know, open source, it's open, but it's not simple. So we're working on it. I'm pretty sure in 2 months' time we will publish all our code in GitHub in a repository. So if you are interested and you have the capabilities, you will be able to download it. The Skill Studio solution has been pretty successful across the entire academy, and because of that, we offered that technology under this open source licensing to other universities. We have right now 43, if I'm not wrong, or at least it was 43 last week, 43 universities that have been interested, and they will use the same technology in 2 months' time.
A lot of announcement, it's just a single response, so that's pretty good. And I just left in the chat the link that Carlos was mentioning, tech.mx. You also have it there on the chat in case you just want to save it, mark it as favorite, and be checking it within the next couple of months. So we have another question from Karen Benitez. In your opinion, what are the most latent risks in the use of AI applied specifically to commerce that it is not applied in the best way? Greeting from Honduras. Hi to Honduras.
Yeah, well, the fact that this technology is an amazing technology, and as you probably realized in my presentation, I'm a big fan of it. It doesn't mean that it's absent risks. I mean, there are plenty of risks at implementing AI in your processes. First of all, AI is still fallible. So if you are not ensuring the quality of the data that you use to train your models, it will make mistakes for sure. I mean, consistency in data is paramount. It's absolute key to implement high quality solutions. And sadly, we don't have that, or at least we don't have that in all the cases. And the most frequent reason why AI solutions fail or they don't reach the objectives that they were planned at the beginning is the lack of quality of the data, or the bias of the data, or the inconsistency of the data. Let me just put a very non-harmful example of what we've experimented whilst we were implementing our AI models. We decided to expose the knowledge of our AI models through our chatbot. So, people can just interact using the chatbot. And by the way, we encountered that when we injected all the information into the chatbot was delivering not exactly consistent answers to the same question. Reason why, in some documents we used to train them, we were mentioning that our stadium had 25,000 seats, and in some other documents we were mentioning the stadium has 22,000 seats. So the reason why the AI was not able to answer consistently was mainly because the data we used to train the model was not consistent. And actually, this is a significant problem for AI solutions. So you have to curate your data if you want to implement a consistent solution. And then there are also some risks of hallucination. I mean, AI models had improved a lot since 2023. A lot means a lot. I mean, we can trust most of those models today, but still, if we are implementing a very critical process, we need to add some controls. And you need probably to put in the chain more than one model if it is a very critical process, so you can check the answer from two different models before assuming the answer is right. So, but yeah, that's I can speak about that for hours, but just a quick answer.
Absolutely.
What's your data?
Yeah, sure. And there is a type of question that repeats a lot here on the chat. I will just take two of them as an example. One is from Monica Vaquerizo. Based on TextGPT, do you recommend, or is the trend that each business will be able to create its own AI GPT to secure the info and data? Will it be a must as it is internet today? And related to that, Otto Acuña is also asking about this purpose-built AI model trains with companies' internal data and running on secure environments. I understand this is the next wave of development beyond generative AI. I would like to hear the perspective of the presenter.
Yeah, sure. I mean, AI poses a new threat in terms of cybersecurity and privacy. I mean, the fact that to operate AI models at large depends largely on data means you have to think about with whom are you sharing your company data. And if the data you're sharing is not particularly relevant, you can consider using public services. But if you're sharing sensitive information, you have to definitely think about how to protect that information. There are many different ways to do that. Some companies will offer you private instances of their models. You can choose to implement an existing model on a private instance, which is something you can do with almost all of the large cloud providers out there. But definitely the point here is there are different solutions to protect your data. The right solution depends on the level of privacy do you require and the level of usage of that AI model. So you can go from a completely private on-prem hardware-based solution in your own data center for maximum privacy to an intermediate solution where you are using a private instance of a cloud-based service to a non-so secure solution where you're just sharing data with a completely public service. So that depends on what you are implementing. But the good news is there are solutions to protect your data.
Absolutely. And we have, I think, over like 60 questions, so probably we will not be able to address them all. And for the interest of time, I think we will be wrapping up. There are a lot of questions. There are a lot of people saying that they would like to rewatch all the things that Carles was saying. So as I mentioned at the beginning, we will send the recordings for you to relive everything that we presented today. So Carles, I would like to thank you for this great, excellent presentation that you did today. It was really enriching for all of us.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
And I will just make some announcements as every day, because I also see some questions about the recording, the certificate of participation, and so on. So I will quickly share my screen again one more time. And hopefully you can see it now. Before we go, I have this announcement again. First, for those who joined late or would like to revisit any of today's session, yesterday's session, or the next sessions coming up during the following days, you can access all the recordings by scanning the QR code, or you can go directly to the site where we will upload all the videos and resources. We will put them on the chat right now. Isabella just put it there in the chat, so you can either scan the QR code or go to the link that you can find right now there on the chat. And today's session, we will upload the recording in a couple of hours. So also, as I mentioned yesterday, and as you all know already, we have created a company directory to help you connect with all the other participants that are being part of the SMExport Week, learn about their businesses, explore potential collaboration. Some of them are actively looking for clients or for suppliers or for partners. So we invite you all to join this company directory and start connected with all the other participants. So this will help you connect with them, build relationship with potential clients, and showcase your company to increase the visibility of your business. If you haven't shared your details yet, you can do so by scanning the QR code on the screen or visiting the link that it's already in the chat as well. So to be listed in the directory, you must have a company profile in Connect Americas, because that's the link that we will use to put it there on the company directory. I received a lot of questions yesterday by email asking why the companies that they uploaded, they were not in the directory. The most common case or reason why that's happening, it's because you need to have a company profile in Connect America. So just be sure to register your company for free. And if you want to access the directory and see who is already registered there, you can just simply, again, scan this new QR code or access the link that we will put in the chat. And as new participants sign up, we will continue adding their profiles and making this a dynamic live directory. So be sure to check back throughout this week. If you have already completed the steps, please note that it may take a couple of minutes or hours for our team to review all your information and check that everything is correct in order to then add your profile to the company directory. So just keep on checking the company directory throughout the week. Again, some companies in the directory are actually looking for suppliers. So you might find a new client thanks to the SMExport Week. So you can just go and connect with potential buyers to start growing your business. So we invite you to explore all the listings and apply now to start securing new clients. Don't miss out on these real life business opportunities. Scan the QR code, or you can also go to the link on the chat. And because today's session was about AI, I know there are a lot of questions that we couldn't answer because of the interest of time. But last year, we held the AI Accelerator. So if you want to deepen your knowledge of artificial intelligence, we invite you to explore the AI Accelerator training cycle recordings that we organized at the end of last year, all together with the International Chamber of Commerce. So these programs offers valuable insight into how AI can enhance your business, from automation to cybersecurity, online sales. So you can discover a lot of tools. It is for free again. So in this case, it was a live session like this one. now you can see the recordings by scanning the QR code or just accessing the link on the chat. And one last announcement, again, if you don't want to miss anything happen at Connect Americas or the IDB or upcoming training programs, future trade fairs, or any new benefit that we have for you, we encourage you to join the SME Trade Hub, which is a WhatsApp channel in English, or the Red Pimex, which is the Spanish WhatsApp channel. So the information that we post there is exactly the same, but in one case it's in Spanish and the other one it's in English. Last but not least, don't forget to share your favorite moments, key insights, or memorable quotes from today's session on your social media accounts. Don't forget to tag Connect Americas or use the hashtag SMExport so we can feature some of your posts. And also that will help you increase the visibility of your social media accounts with other participants. That will be it. That's all for today. Remember that if you have any questions about Connect Americas or about the SMExport with, you can get in contact with me by scanning the QR code on the screen. I will try to answer all the questions that I received throughout the day. Thank you for joining us on this second day, and I hope to see you all again tomorrow for another great session at the SMExport Week. Thank you so much.